Hello, and welcome to the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois. My name is Sarah Lambert. I'm the Vice President of Programs and Community Investment at the Foundation. My role is to oversee all of our charitable distributions, so ensuring that all the dollars that go out the door to support our local nonprofits are being spent in a way that's efficient, effective, and reflective of the needs of the community. But today, my job is to provide you with a quick overview of the Community Foundation and what it means to volunteer with us. So what is the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois, or as we refer to it often, CFNIL or CFNIL? We are a public charity who connects community generosity with community need. So donors come to us and say they want to establish a scholarship in memory of a loved one. They want to support a school or a church long term. They want to invest in the arts. They want to fight climate change. They want to give us dollars to go do good stuff in the community they love. We can accomplish all of those things through a variety of different grant making and fund management options. We are a location-based funder. We serve Boone, Ogle, Stevenson, and Winnebago counties. So the majority of our dollars came from the community, and the majority of our dollars are spent back in that community. We are able to award approximately $4.5 million annually to those local charitable organizations. Some facts and figures about the Community Foundation. We were born or established in 1953. Primarily using leftover funds from World War II fundraising. And our first grants were to help distribute polio vaccines in Rockford. Like I said before, we are a location-based funder, so we have 4 counties that we serve, and we currently have about $150 million under assets. That $150 million is split between 500-ish individual funds that were all established by donors to achieve specific purposes, and 95% of those are endowed. So donors invested with us and created permanent funds, meaning that we only will spend the performance, not the principal. That creates a permanent reservoir of funding that the nonprofits can rely on. We essentially have created a savings account for the community, and being 95% endowed is actually really unique in the Community Foundation world. So that goes to show how thoughtful and generous our community has been, and how much forethought they put into making sure that our nonprofits have the support they need long term. And as I said before, we can distribute about $4.5 to $5 million of those endowed dollars every year. So where do you come in? We have nearly 200 community volunteers who review applications and make funding recommendations. That's primarily through 2 programs: community grants, which supports nonprofits in the fall, and scholarships, which supports students in the spring. It's our job to respond to the needs of the whole community. Staff does not make any funding decisions, so we rely on community members to help keep us informed and ensure that we are reflective of the community and being responsive to the community. So we really appreciate the time and forethought and seriousness that our volunteers apply to this process.
Hi, I'm Heather, the Program and Education Coordinator here at CFNIL. We are the region's largest provider of private scholarships, which means that our volunteers get to help impact the lives of hundreds of scholars across Northern Illinois. We have one universal application that gives students access to over 120 different awards, and each year we give away over $500,000. Our scholarships are open to all types of higher education seekers. You must be at least a graduating senior to apply, but we offer scholarships for those pursuing certificates, 2-year programs, 4-year programs, all the way up to doctoral candidates. Here's how it works. Individual donors establish funds that have unique criteria. We use the intent created by the donor to help drive our process when we're looking for applicants. Students apply through our online portal through one of our 3 scholarship cycles. The majority of our volunteers will help us with our main or winter cycle that's open every year from December 1st to February 1st. After students have had a chance to use the universal application and match to the scholarships they meet the criteria for, Our volunteers review the applications in March or April and make recommendations to our Board of Trustees. All of our recipients are informed by May 1st and accept their awards throughout the month. We invite everyone who participates in our scholarship program, from applicants to families to volunteers, to help us celebrate how much our community loves scholars and how important it is that we support them in their next steps in education. In July, we send scholarship checks directly to schools so that they're there in time to be applied for the upcoming school year. Your role as a reviewer is pertinent to our process. Each year, new reviewers will be invited to attend a training in February. This is prior to the scholarship review meetings, and this is where we teach you how to use our online portal to do your online review prior to coming in to discuss your choices. You'll review the applications and look for the right student based on the donor's intent. We don't look for the same student for each opportunity, and we really use the intent to help guide us to choosing the student that would be the best fit for why the scholarship was created. Every year, we have more than 25 committees of community members and donor representatives. You'll independently review prior to coming to a meeting, and then you'll sit with about 5 other members on your committee to have a conversation about what you've read and come to consensus on how the awards should be given for the year. The applications are reviewed online, and at any point you need support, you can reach out to our staff and we'll be happy to help you. On average, our volunteers report that they spend about 15 to 20 hours total within the 2-week scholarship review period. This is flexible and is intentionally built to fit into your schedule. We hope that you'll consider joining our volunteer review team.
Greetings, this is James Patterson, Senior Program Director with the Community Foundation, and I get to talk with you a little bit about one of the volunteer opportunities that you would have, and that's to serve on one of our community grants committees. The Community Grants Program is our largest and broadest grant-making program. Annually, we distribute about $1.7 million through a competitive process to organizations in Winnebago, Boone, Ogle, and Stevenson counties doing charitable work. The dollars that fund this grant program are what we call unrestricted dollars, which basically means that donors have come to us with funds and said, go do good things with these dollars. But that's where you come in as a voice of the community and helping us make those decisions. Since 1953, we have granted over $80 million through the Community Grants Program. Just last year in 2024, we received 173 applications totaling over $4 million. And we were able to award 93 grants totaling about $1.5 million. Although the average grant size is around $20,000, we make grants in a wide range of sizes and amounts. So our largest grant we ever made was $675,000 over 3 years, and we make small ones that are under $1,000 all the time. So where do you come into this process? Well, as I mentioned before, you are the voice of the community and help us make these decisions. You review applications and determine which proposals will be funded and for how much. And we do this through the use of committees. We have 8 different committees that are organized around focus areas. And what you will do is you'll review applications online, and then we'll have one in-person meeting where all the reviewers come together within that committee and have a conversation about what should be funded and why. So we always say that you'll probably spend between 10 and 15 hours during this time period. It's very time constrained though. It's just in the fall, and it's about a 3-week period of time where you spend reviewing these applications and then also having that meeting. But don't worry, we do provide you with support. We do training in the very beginning that goes through how to use the software, all of those things. What are our policies? What you should be looking for when it comes to a grant application. And then Lisa and I are always available to answer your questions as you go through the process. So let's talk a little bit about the focus areas that we have. As I mentioned, we have 8 committees, and each of those committees is is organized around a focus area. The first one we'll talk about is the Arts and Humanities Committee. And with that particular focus area, it's pretty much exactly what you would expect. We're trying to increase the number, type, and quality of arts, crafts, and cultural experiences and educational experiences that have to do with the arts. We are promoting access to high quality arts and cultural experiences, especially those that represent our community's diverse culture. And we're also celebrating the region's history and to try to preserve its historical integrity. And you can see this wonderful picture over here, an example from the Music Academy, and when they were exposing community members to the arts. And the second committee I will talk about is the Basic Needs and Compassionate Support Committee. It exists to serve the basic needs of individuals and families, such as food, clothing, and temporary shelter. You can see we have a picture of a man who is visiting the food pantry to take care of some of his nutritional needs. But the second bullet point, to alleviate suffering and provide hope and aid to individuals and families. So a good example of that might be a program that supports cancer patients and their families by providing support, but not necessarily addressing their medical needs directly. We also have the Career Pathways Committee, and it exists to promote post-secondary readiness and attainment through academic support, mentorship, and soft skill development, and to increase student access to and engagement with career information and the related pathways, to define the region's workforce needs and develop a skilled workforce through job training, internships, apprenticeships, and other educational opportunities, and to also foster collaboration among educators, employers, and workforce economic development entities. And you can see our example here from the University of Illinois College of Pharmacy, where they had a pharmacy camp for young people to come in and learn about the various career paths that are available within the pharmacy field. We also have the Complementary Education Committee, and it exists to strengthen educational opportunities for all ages within the region, to increase the capacity, infrastructure, and educational quality of schools and school-approved programs, to provide more learning hours, reinforce classroom instruction, and advance student development. Support before and after school, summer school, and enrichment programs with an academic focus. And our example here, as you can see, is the United Way of Northwest Illinois and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to promote literacy. We have the Equity, Dignity, and Respect Committee, and it exists to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion within our region. Also to support, protect, and enhance the lives of vulnerable populations, including, but not limited to, older adults and victims of violence and exploitation, and to provide services to persons with disabilities, especially activities that promote inclusion for people with developmental disabilities. And you can see the example that we have here is the Circle of Change and their Veterans Dog Program. We have the Health Committee, and it pretty much is what you would expect, right? To promote public health and general wellness, to improve the quality of and access to physical and mental health services, and to conduct research to promote the health and well-being of our community. An example here is our Illinois State Dental Society basically came into our community and set up a dental triage where anybody could come who had any sort of dental issues, and they could have that work done free of charge right here in our community. The Sustainable Communities Committee might be our most eclectic committee, but really there is a strong theme that runs through it. It has to do with supporting all those things that underpin our society and our community. Everything from promoting economic activity, strong neighborhoods, and public safety, to preserving and enhancing our community's built environment, and to ensure quality, affordable, and permanent housing, to preserve our natural environment and increase the region's understanding and appreciation of the environment, including animal welfare, and to also improve the capacity and infrastructure of the nonprofit sector through broad-based collaborative or cross-sector initiatives. And the last but not least committee is the Youth and Families Committee. We seek to provide pathways to self-sufficiency for individuals and families, and to strengthen families by providing access to vital services, caregiver education, and other support. and to support the emotional, physical, social, and character development of youth through mentorship, life skills training, and other programming.
Hi, my name is Dan Ross, and I am the president of the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois. On your screen, you will see the contact information for all of the members of our team that are here to help you on your journey as a volunteer with the foundation. But more importantly, I'm here to say thank you. Thank you for considering playing a crucial role in supporting the communities we serve. Without people like you, we would not be able to fulfill the wishes of our generous donors or improve the lives of thousands of people each year. So again, thank you and have a great day.